In a month, I average between 1.6 to 2.1 tons roasted coffee.
Are you serious?
Yeah, per month.
From your farm?
Our coffee can cut across with anyone. We're gonna have like a decaf coffee.
When you take a cup of this one, when in a meeting, your mind is now focused.
Yeah.
This one only 14 grams of coffee.
14 grams.
14 grams.
Only 14 grams.
14
This
grams,
one
yeah.
we are selling at 500 shillings. 500.
That's 1,000. The industry itself averages around $260 billion. There's no way you can say you make loss in coffee. It can happen, except you're selling bad coffee.
Guys, look at this.
This mass, the greener pastures, is here in Africa.
I present my coffee.
Coffee is ready.
Yeah, welcome to Socials.
If you want to come try something new in Nairobi, please come to Socials, Marina Bay Square Rooftop.
This is the best coffee you will have in your life.
What's the most profitable business to run in Kenya as a foreigner?
As a foreigner, yeah, that's a good question. Yeah. First, let's start with being a Nigerian first in Kenya.
Okay.
Most people always say Nigeria have a very negative stereotype. Most people, not everyone is comfortable dealing with Nigerians sometimes, but I still understand. So I'm also going to use this platform also to advocate for good Nigerians to always portray, our country, to put our country first. Knowing fully well that whatever image they put out, rub up to everyone.
Yeah.
The good ones, the bad ones. People like you travel every day with the same identity, being a Nigerian. I've known you for years now.
Yeah.
Very focused in your career, determined to really spread the news of Africa to the world. In a month, I average between 1.6 to 2.1 tons roasted coffee.
Are you serious?
Yeah, per month.
From your farm?
From value addition.
Wow.
Local distribution, not export.
Wow.
Local.
Wow.
So that tells you if that's local. So if I add plus other people who order coffee, I actually ship out or export, you find out that in a month I'm making value added up to 5 to 6 tons
Wow.
of roasted coffee.
Are you
Packaged
serious?
and shipped out. So that's how much you could make in the local market already. So if you have the information streamlined, for example, like importing coffee machine here, it's a toll order. You find out that there is a policy whereby government want to incentivize those who want to import value added product, but the reality is completely the opposite. Except you really have a tough skin, to really argue with the custom authorities sometimes you find out that what government say is at variance with what the administrators do at the port. So sometimes it's really difficult, to tell who is actually telling the truth. It creates a lot of confusion, and that could be one reason why younger generations don't want to really penetrate the market. But I believe if government on paper is there, the government don't really tax so much on value-added product, especially in farm equipment, value addition product like the roasting machine and everything. If you bring it in here, it's actually some of them have very good incentive in terms of VAT and also in terms of import duty. I think these are something that the government has to really, really re-engineer, reinforce. I think to a certain degree, create an awareness even among the custom duty so that everybody knows that it's really real. It's not really fake information. I think that's the role government has to play. For example, here you look at people doing commercial coffee. Even if you don't want to venture into the coffee farming itself, you could venture into coffee roasting. For me to roast a kilogram of coffee, it costs me around, that's roasting alone. So if you want to do roasting, packaging, that could cost you up to, some people will give you at about 250, some will give you 300, depends on where you're roasting your coffee. And you find out there are no much coffee roasters here. That is one. Roasters themselves is a complete profession on its own, of which if somebody really wants to invest in it, trust me, the person will be making good amount of money. Here in Kenya, you have very limited roasters, experts, So you find it difficult for people to really, venture into the business because of too many fake informations, bureaucratic process that stall most of this information trickling down to the grassroots. So these are areas government should look at, and also incentivize the younger generations who really wants to get into it, be it roasting, because that also another money. Imagine for me to roast 1 ton of coffee, so I have to pay about 250,000. 1 ton is literally like 1,000 kg. So if you're roasting at 250, so that's how much? That's a lot of money you're paying.
Yeah.
So governments really have to come in here and say, give some incentive so that people could be able to buy this machine and be able to create competition. Without competition, what you have is monopoly, and which is what is actually happening in the coffee space right now. Few people dominate the economy, and few people takes most of the money in the system. Makes it look like there is no movement on the coffee space, but whereas the industry itself averages around $260 billion. So imagine what $260 billion could do to your FX market. It could boost your FX market. It could strengthen your currency. All this little thing has a very good chain reactions. So these are areas I believe if there is a proper regulation, proper incentives, brings younger generations in. Kenya is an amazing country, a very lovely country for anyone to visit. I'm here not by coincidence. I'm here after a decade of studying the market, looking at the statistics, but I have to, on my previous video I've given credit to the Coffee Directorate and the KPCU as well. These are to a certain degree, I think they've shown some leadership in this space. For example, the KPCU, they actually give incentives to the farmers. They encourage them. If they need a soft loan, they provide them with loan to help them, fertilizers to boost the growth of coffee. And they actually provide very good advice for the farmers. And such kind of system, creates confidence. It helps incentivize people, make them to go back to farm. And also now, if government should really proper address that import duty issue, that is area, even the current finance bill, I've read it from beginning to the end. Yes, there's incentive on agro-businesses, on value additions on agro-business, but however, it's not explicit. I think government need to find a way to make coffee more explicit, incentivize the farmers, not a situation whereby in our own local dialect, they say the monkey they walk, baboon they chop. Where the farmers work so hard and very little brokers will just filter away with the money. So it doesn't boost the confidence. Like I said, like the coffee in Kenya, it's one of the exceptional coffee in Africa. And if government remove the bureaucratic process to boost trust, I think it will go a long way, because so many people, like some of my clients will say, okay, they don't want to come to Kenya to buy coffee because they have experience, whereby when you cap the coffee and agree, okay, I'm buying this, let's say grade A or grade B, you already know the screen size of that coffee, the grade of that coffee, the score of that coffee. These are indices that makes you okay, that help you make a decision and say, okay, this is the coffee I want. So most of the time when they ship those coffee to them, you find out that those coffee have been mixed, have been tampered with. So the quantity actually which they tested will be lesser than what they expected. So I think this kind of thing creates problems, and also it caused the coffee world or the coffee expert not to really have confidence in the market. But overall, coffee business, me, if you wake me up 1,000 times, I'll still invest in coffee. Because, for example, let me just break it down now to the simple algorithm whereby even a layman can understand. In a cup of coffee, it takes about, if it's single, it takes about 4 grams. To get a single that costs you about $260, depending on which coffee shop you're looking at. If you like here now, we're selling at 280 for a single coffee shop, coffee shot, you know, and if we sell double at 460, you see, and double give you just 8 grams of coffee. And in 1 kilogram of coffee, if you're making a very high quality coffee, you should be able to make about 120 cups of coffee
In 1 kg.
in 1 kg. So if you're profit driven, some people push it to 144 cups of coffee in 1 kg. So do the math. So if you multiply, let's say take it at average 260, multiply by 120, just make it 120. You're having about 36 up to 38,000 Kenya shillings in 1 kilogram of coffee.
But if you want to sell the roasted 1 kilogram, how much is it? Without
retailing it,
Yes.
it goes for proper roasted coffee depending on the grade.
Yeah.
Because also you have to go by the grade. There are coffee which are, for example, coffee from Mount Kenya region, you know, could go up to, in the US market, it could go up to $35 to $40 per kg.
Okay.
You know, so but in the local market, like for me, I'm selling coffee from Mount Kenya region is going up to some if it's my special blend, those goes for around 4,000 Kenya shillings.
4,000.
4,000 Kenya
You
shillings.
can make over 330,000.
I'm like what I just told you. I'm averaging between 1.8 to 2.1 tons per month roasted coffee locally.
Wow.
Locally. Yeah. So these are the indices that
Wow.
people
the
really need
the
to.
math is massive.
It's massive. Yeah.
And 1
The
ton,
industry-
like you said, is like 1,000.
1 ton is
kg.
1,000 kg.
Jeez.
Yeah, 1 ton is 1,000 kg.
Wow.
So
I can
the
see the-
multiplying effect of it. Let's say you want to do roasting, the cost of getting like 12 batch roaster. 12 batch means like 12 kg roast. So the cost of getting 12 kg roast, you know, that machine itself will cost you about 1.5 to 1.6 million Kenya shillings.
Wow.
You know, so that's the cost of it if you're importing from China, because China also have the same equipment with what you have in Turkey, because they're all German technology as well to roast. You know, so if you import that and you do every day, if you want to get into the roasting business itself, you know, so per badge you can roast 12 kg per badge, and the maximum you can roast per day, it could go up to 35 badge. You know, so that's been 12 multiplied by 35.
35, wow.
So you have like you can make, and if you're roasting at let's say 250 per kilogram, so you do the numbers yourself. Yeah, Kenya should be making more than they are making right now. At least Kenya should be targeting between 10 to 15% contribution of coffee to the GDP. You know, but I don't think they're on that yet. The last time I checked, it was about 5%. It barely hit 5% contribution to the GDP. I think Kenya could do more if they can remove the bureaucratic process, if they can create awareness in the space. You know, monopoly don't really help the product itself to strive.
Yeah.
You know, so but when there's a perfect competition, it opens up the space. Everybody gets into the space. It also creates innovation as well. You know, like for example, now I just give you one aspect of the coffee machine. There is also coffee has moved into different segments right now. There are people who are into filtered coffee, French press, you know, drip coffee, you know, and whatever have you. And also that's also the coffee process itself. There's also coffee capsule, you know, which is like a kind of concentrated coffee in a capsule. So that one, you just take it. If you're into cocktails, you just take it, remove it from the wrap, and just drop it in either cold or hot water, and straight away it's ready to use.
Are you serious?
As
I've not
the-
seen that.
You have not seen that? Okay, don't worry. Next time you come back, I will show you. You know, so you have also the French press, which is a certain kind of a coffee making, and also the drip coffee as well. Each of these have their own equipment, they have their own machine. As the coffee diversify, the machine also, the innovation in the machine also in the what you call it, the coffee machine also has also diversified. So different companies are pushing out new technologies, different designs, and different options, cheaper as well, for the market. Either way, it's an industry that is growing, and there's no sign that it's going to slow down in the nearby future. So the industry will only go,
But do you think Africa can benefit from coffee if they keep exporting the raw materials?
People are exporting unfinished products, that makes very little amount of money. For example, if you're exporting grade A coffee, the most it can make for you maybe $12 per kilogram. But if value addition, that same coffee, after roasting it, you could make it up to $25, $30, even up to $40 per kilo.
Wow.
So that's the area government have to look at. How do you incentivize people not to export the raw material? And again, what happens with export is when you export, let's say you export to Germany, it's roasted in Germany, it takes another origin. It takes up German origin. So that means now the main origin of that coffee it's been removed from the value chain system.
Wow.
It takes off German origin and they sell it as German coffee, right?
Wow.
It now gives the impression that German produces more coffee, whereas the origin of that coffee is actually from Kenya. So the more you add value and export, it takes up the origin of that country, and it also boosts the image of that country, and also it creates more jobs, and also puts money in the pockets of the farmers and create more employment. I think that's the area that has to be emphasized, and to be more to be more particular, about this emphasis that government should make the space a bit more competitive, remove the bureaucratic process, so that people can be able to assess the industry. There are numbers, you could check my numbers as well. If you look at the different data, they give you different value of the industry average as a whole, but I'm very specific in being modest. You look at some will be even give you 320, 360 billion, the whole aggregate of the industry.
Wow.
So imagine if Kenya is making just 10% or 15% of that. It strengthens the currency more. It boosts more employment.
I also learned that people also export rice from Kenya to other countries.
Last year I did that. There's a region called Moya. Moya is the rice capital.
Moya, is it that towards Ethiopia?
No. Moya is towards Embu, Meru, all those areas to access all those areas. That's why it's actually before you pass Moya, you get to Embu. It's the same. They're on the same axis. I think that's the last county or city. I don't know how to describe it, but that's the last area you pass. So that community is a very, very huge community in rice production here. They produce pishori rice, which is the long rice.
Basmati.
Not basmati. This is called pishori. The rice is extremely flavorful. Very nice here.
Wow.
It's a good thing that you even ask that question, because the African Free Trade Agreement has not been it's just on paper. People really don't use it, because when we attempt to export this product, we make inquiry from the custom duty. They say the only way we are not going to pay, exporting this product is if we are among the East African countries. So that's where it becomes a bit difficult. So again, this is another thing I think not only to Kenyans but the whole of Africa should really say, if this African Free Trade Agreement thing is really on paper, then there's no point we talk about it all the time. Because, for example, at that time there was a request for me to export rice even to Nigeria. I had ordered for almost 500 tons of coffee. So that's of rice. 500 tons of rice to export. We went, agree on a price. Now the problem becomes logistics, customs, bureaucracy. So it becomes, again, limits those access. Imagine our population is growing. At the last time I checked, is about 230, counting, up to 240 million. Some will even tell you it's 250 million people. And we don't have enough rice to feed. And rice, coming from Nigeria, rice itself is our stable cuisine. If every day you don't eat rice, I'm not sure if you be considered living. So rice is our very stable cuisine. So imagine if Kenya could assess that market, assess the tea market in West Africa. That's huge. Assess the milk. Kenya have one of the best milk, in East Africa. They have a very good milk here. Yeah.
From cow.
From cow, yeah.
Wow.
Kenyan cow is really good. So imagine if that's could be able to, they could assess the West African market. It's a good business to create. It has a very huge multiplier effect, especially among the younger generations. They will be able to engage themselves and be able to also expose themselves. I think I want to also encourage people also to travel within Africa. I think that's also helped to expose the country itself, and our continent, open it up to the space, because certain countries have certain products which most people don't know. Like, for example, I do cashew nut, and my cashew nut is coming from Tanzania and Burkina Faso. So if you haven't traveled to those countries, you wouldn't know. So these are areas we could be able to, intertrade. There should also be a system whereby government should incentivize Africans coming in to invest in Africa. There should be a kind of a credit, either tax relief or withholding tax or tax incentive that's given to Africans investing in Africa. Because what I'm doing is opening up the space by talking about the numbers, how you could be able to make money. It's also a way of opening up the conversation so that everybody could be able to, have an idea. Because nobody wants to go into business without measuring the profitability of it and the futuristic of that business. I think that's the key word there. The data should be available, the information should be open, and the government should encourage this kind of debate so that more people get into the space. Take, for example, if you go to UK, the coffee culture, it's something that it's very interesting. Everybody wakes up in the morning, they reach out for a cup of coffee, to keep them going. You look at here in Riverside Drive, there should be like a multiple kiosks of people selling coffee. People's government should find a way, and those kind of things as well help beautify the city. It helps create some kind of creative idea whereby, imagine you're taking a walk in the street. You don't have to look, okay, I have to drive to 5 kilometers away from where I am to get a very good coffee from either Dolmans or Java. Such kind of activity. If you have governments incentivize the younger generation, somebody could be able to set up a very smart kiosk along Riverside Drive, 4 or 5 of them there. If in each kiosk should be able to employ maybe 5-6 people. So imagine if you have 10 kiosks along that road that stretches from the entrance of Riverside Drive and connects to Lavington. So imagine if you have up to 10 kind of kiosks along the street. Very smart, but you have to be very smart. You've created just 50 jobs. 50 jobs. You've encouraged competition in the barista space. You've encouraged the competition in the kappas. There are people also who, like me, I'm a Q grader. Kappa, I love to taste coffee. When you taste it, you could be able to tell. I could tell you if you line up all the coffee without me telling the regions. I can text all the coffee and tell you this region come from here. This region, this coffee come from each region. So such idea or such kind of a profession is something it's very encouraging, and it helps create jobs. So people will not be idle and be thinking, okay, I finish my university, looking for a government job now. So these are ways you could be able to create multiplier effect, create a value chain system that is very sustainable in the long run. You know, coffee is a niche market. You know, if you start it outside, you will make money. Imagine when I was making doing a test run for the blended coffee. I did it along Riverside Drive. There was a kiosk there. I said, okay, let me try if this will move, and everything, you know, went very, very fast, more than I expected. So it's a language. Coffee is a language everyone understands. It's a language everyone understands.
Okay, talking about the real estate industry in Kenya and also your new restaurants establishments, can you talk about, is that a good investment for foreigners or for Nigerians who are looking to invest in Kenya, for those who are living in South Africa to invest in other friendly countries?
Yeah.
So what do you have to say about real estate and the new restaurants, cafe?
My idea of restaurant right now has shifted. There has to be a purpose why you do what you do. Like, for example, my background is completely at variance with what I'm doing right now. You know, so one thing I have to emphasize on is passion. People need to have a passion for something. You know, yes, the restaurant business is booming. The reason why so many people rush into the space is because they just hear the numbers, you know, but they really don't understand the know-how, or how could you make money with this, you know, and that's where people fall victim of that. Yes, the numbers will encourage you to want to be in the space, but the question is, do you really have the passion, or are you just coming into the business, you know, with the numbers and thinking that you could just wave your hand and perform magic and things will happen? Now, for me, first of all, is passion. Passion drives creativity, innovations, and longevity. You know, without passion, these three items is irrelevant. You know, you get into the business thinking that, okay, the number will help you to make profit. You find out that you're just struggling. Why? Because you don't have the passion. You know, passions equal innovation and longevity, because the more passionate you are, the more creative you are, and the more sustainable in the long run you will stay in the business. Now, coming into the know-how of the business, it's a booming market right now. Real estate is huge. You know, Kenya has mastered it very well. You know, if you look at the view of Nairobi, it's a kind of like a very new horizon, very interesting to watch. Yes, it's a good time to invest in the real estate business here in Kenya. It's booming. After, you know, like now, the UN has moved some of their headquarters here in Kenya, and that also creates huge influx of experts.
Yeah.
These experts will have a place to stay. You know, they will request for a place to stay. So the market is booming right now.
Just call the immigrant.
Well,
if it's Africa going there, they say immigrants.
Immigrants, yeah.
But when they come, they're experts.
They're experts, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't want to, like I said, if you check my previous video, I highlight why we should change the narrative of migration as a negative connotation. No, I think migration should be encouraged. You know, if you look at what happened in the US, where they said, okay, they don't want migrants, in a way, it's they might be kind of they might be kind of naive, or maybe they just repeating narrative which is not there, because nobody will say like migration has resulted to X amount of job losses without putting a number. That's what happened to Brexit. If you remember what happened in Brexit, and now Britain are still recovering from this Brexit shock. It started like this, you know. So migration is a very sensitive topic, which I think people like you should start seeing the positive, you know, impact of migrations. You know, coming back now to the real estate, where your questions are going. You know, real estate is the future. And that's the only way you build Africa. You know, most of us save our fortunes. Most of us want to migrate to the greener pastures now. The greener pastures is here in Africa. You know, people like us have traveled. We've been privileged to travel. We've been privileged to study abroad. But East-West, home is still the best. If you have a home here, there are so many things you could do. Airbnb, you could lease it out, you could put it on rent. The property value here is outrageous. Imagine one bedroom here is going for almost $1,000. Here, one bedroom.
One bedroom?
Yeah. One bedroom is going for $1,000.
Monthly?
Unfurnished, monthly.
Usually.
Unfurnished. And if it's not even there, the demand is not. This place has, this unit where you're sitting has about 308 units, and it's full.
It's full.
It's full.
$1,000 a month.
A month. And you see people are requesting for it, on daily basis. So the real estate market is booming in Kenya, and I like what the government is doing, somehow regulating it. There have been few cases here and there of people using, a substandard product to build. I think government also are beginning to clamp down on most activities. So yes, it's good for Africans to patronize Africans, regardless of who you are, where you come from. As long as you're African, patronizing Africa, especially Nigerians, we are very adventurous. We like to take risks. This is the right time for Africans to really start buying. Kenya is at the center. Kenya is a lovely country. If you travel the whole of East Africa, you find out that Kenya, occupies a very, very pivotal role in the East African region. The market is here, the population is here, very highly skilled labor. So everything you want the skilled labor, they have it. You want very competitive market, you have it here. So everything you can find here depends on which level, which roles you want to play in these sectors here. But the real estate here is a good time to buy here in Kenya. It's booming. I think I will encourage anyone to go for it. The first research I did was to determine what is the consumption of tea in Kenya. At the beginning, when I started to play in this space, I realized the coffee awareness here is very low. It's as low as 3% as of the time I started the inquest about how people could consume coffee. But when I come to realize again, it boils down to what I started before: information availability. The more you know, it helps you to make a better informed decisions. So I realized that not much people know more about coffee. Hence I start now with the education part and trying to create that awareness and say, hey, coffee is not something bitter. So let's start by you testing different kind of coffee, be it mocha, cappuccino, frappuccino, different kind of coffee, and get to feel the taste. So when I start those kind of experiments, people are beginning to have more appetite towards coffee. So you realize that the space now is growing. You realize every other day you're hearing about new cafe opening up, which is very good, because cafe system creates community. It creates social, it boosts social interactions, especially among younger generation, to content them. You realize now another component that is coming up, which I'm very strong in, is the cafe with a purpose. Like here we seated now, this is the book. Is the book lounge. It's the book lounge. Let's say if you're the kind of person who love to read, we have a space for you. We have the book for you, and this place is like noise fitted. If you're outside, you can't be able to. If someone is shouting, you can't be able to get the noise inside, except you coming in. So we are intentional. So if you're a book lover, I think there's the space for you. You can come here, enjoy your time while you're sipping a cup of coffee. You can at the same time grab a book with your friends, read, and talk about life in general.
It's like you're building a community.
You're having a community. Wow. So that's why where we seated right now is our book lounge. So you can come here. We have different varieties of books there, very interesting books, and we're still stocking up more varieties of books, especially African authors. So if you're an African author who really has published book like you, we're ordering some of your books as well. So we'll have them here. So other African authors that want to partner with us or want us to really showcase their book for people to read, please feel free to reach out. There's also something else that I'm designing right now. We're designing a corporate card and also a student card. So the student card concept I realized that most parents, struggle with a kind of budget, in terms of feeding for their children who are entering the university cycle right now. So what we're coming up is student discount card. So if you're a student card, you could be able to pre-order our card. What that does is we give you, let's say for example, we are now at 1,005 shillings. That covers your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So what you do when you buy that card for, you load it just like you have your MasterCard. You load it, so that takes you for a month.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
For how much?
For per day is 1,005. So that 1,005 covers your breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Wow.
So if you have that card, you can come to our restaurant with that card. You touch, you don't need to pay again. You just touch the card to our system. We just acknowledge that you were here in our restaurant. You could be able to order anything from our menu.
Wow.
Anything we have. We don't have any special menu for you now. Anything from our menu. And again, the good part of that card is you have that card, let's say you have a date and you're on budget, you can come in an exclusive place like our place. You can say, today I want to use my card to host 3 of your friends. We can convert your food to breakfast, lunch, dinner. We can convert them to either lunch or dinner for you. So you can still come and still have lovely dinner. So this is a concept we're promoting. And also we're promoting the corporate card system. So that gives you access to a book lunch. You don't need to reserve. As long as you have the card, you can walk in, either do reservations, or if you want to use our space for corporate events, for party or something like that. You having that corporate card, it gives you access to our space without any reservation.
Wow.
And more importantly, give you access to our book lounge, where you can be able to have a private, quiet time or private meeting with your friends or your activities. You can run it from here.
Wow.
So we have, like you can see, we have TV, 24 hours internet, and you can,
And there are more things on this rooftop. Go swimming pool, gyms.
Yeah, there are more recreative activities here, swimming pool, gyms, and whatever. There's so many things you could do. And our bar as well. We make very exclusive cocktails as well. So we're really growing. Really growing, really growing. And most of my staff, they're all Gen Zs. So Gen Zs, if you understand how to work with them, they are the best to work with, because they guide you on what is trending. You follow that pattern, and you find out that you'll be very, very good, whichever space you choose to measure in. So I think the power of Gen Z is real in Africa, and Kenya is setting the pace. They are really, really setting the pace, because they really have very informed Gen Zs.
I think the next generation, it should be like that.
The next generation should be like that. The leaders of tomorrow, they are very outspoken. Very, very. I enjoy quite a few of them. Morara being one of them. Max Daniel or Max. I'm not sure of his name, but very outspoken individuals. I really enjoy watching them, and hence I hire most of them. So here we have about 25 employees. We provide them
25.
25. Yeah.
Wow.
We provide them with breakfast, lunch, and most times dinner as well. And I think we also, in terms of our pay, we also provide them a very, very good pay, very good fit for wage. Like my cleaners, they're well taken care of. So I think that's, for me, coming here, living in the West and coming back to Africa now, it's how to be able to transfer the knowledge which I've gotten from there back to Africa, so that we can be able to coexist. That's the key word, coexist.
Yes.
And also urge other African countries to, be law abiding. When you go to a country, respect the rules. If the governments put a law, respect it. You're not there to cause nuisance for other people.
Exactly.
Just respect the rules. You find things easy. Me being a Nigerian, I will not say somebody has harassed me here in Kenya or somebody targeted me because I'm a Nigerian, except you put yourself out there, try to disturb other people's business. I think those are areas I have to really, emphasize on, so that people don't think maybe we are being hated. As a matter of fact, actually, Kenyans, watch more Nigerian movie than most Nigerians.
Yes.
Than most Nigerians.
I think East Africa.
East Africa
I went to a place in Uganda, a village in Ngulu.
Yeah.
I just saw people watching, just standing on the road watching Nigerian
movies.
I just said in Igbo, okay. I was like, what's happening here?
You know, so I don't want to create that impression that
I think the movie also helped to make the thing worse on Nigerians.
Yeah.
Because most of those videos they watch mostly those our African magic kind of movie, where they use juju. Someone do juju 1 week is now billionaire. So they always believe that that's how Nigeria is. Juju.
Those are not
419. This one, I think the movie follow scatter our name.
Yeah, it's not. There's no shortcut to success.
Exactly.
I believe I'm one of the proponents of that. You know, if you can work hard, then you just be ready to stay where you are. You know, Nigeria is a lovely country, and I really want us Nigerians to really project our image. That's very important.
Exactly.
I've not faced any discrimination. Yeah, the stereotype is there, but I mind my space.
I've been here multiple times.
Yeah.
I've never been discriminated. Rather, when they see that I'm Nigerian, there's this excitement.
Yeah.
They want to Oga, Afana.
It's true,
They want to actually interact with you. So that idea of discrimination towards Nigerians, unless you're bringing a bad image, you're not having a target on you. Me as a person, I've been in Kenya multiple times, even at the border. When you say in Nigeria, Oga, how are you? They feel excited talking to you as a Nigerian.
So actually that's very good. You know, as our image, we should always be we have only one passport. You know, me, I have the privilege to travel. I could even say I take a British passport. I said no, I prefer to be Nigerian. You know, I've built my career being a Nigerian, so I see no reason why I should operate from the point of privilege or maybe get a British passport. You know, it doesn't make any sense for me. I'm a Nigerian first, and I want to remain a Nigerian forever, even till I die. I want to remain a Nigerian. And I'm one of those happy African. I think I've transitioned now from calling myself a Nigerian, looking at it from a broader perspective of an African. How do we shape the narrative that help impact the world? You know, so that when we go out to debate, we debate from the point of equal positions. Not somebody giving us an aid and thinking that, hey, nothing is happening here, and we accepting those aid as, you know, it validates what they are thinking. You know, so I think Africans should stop being rational. We should operate from the point of an informed point, so whereby we could be able to interact among each other, leverage on the strength of our market and populations. You know, Africa is the second most biggest continent in the world.
So after Asia.
After Asia. So I think we should actually leverage on those numbers, especially the number can lie to you.
At all.
It can lie to you. So if you're producing, like say for example, you're doing a greenhouse for strawberry, a gram of strawberry costs, depending where you're buying. If you're buying from Food Plus, it costs you $2.88. If you're buying from Corner Shop, it costs you $3.20.
Wow.
If you're buying from Carrefour, it costs you $2.60. You know? If you're buying from Naivas, sometimes it costs within the average of $2.20 to $300 sometimes in Naivas. The price fluctuates. That is a gram of strawberry. So that's again, I come back to the agro-business. The demand for strawberry is high. Here, in a day, we make sometimes more than 60 cups of strawberry juice, strawberry smoothies. You know, so those require the order for every day. I use not less than sometimes 20 kilograms of strawberries, raspberries, blackberries. You know, so those are areas, you know, the younger generation could look at setting up like a greenhouse and, you know, try to sell those products. You know, a gram, I'm not talking about kilogram now, a gram, 100 gram, you know. So there's a lot of money in the agro space.
That's crazy.
Like the young guy you visited last time, who's into farming. We actually get greenhouse. We get our vegetable from there. Very amazing. Very amazing. Yeah, broccoli. And again, me also as I've opened this conversation about coffee, I want to open the conversation about food, because I realized that we barely talk about food here in Africa. You know, there are people, maybe celebrities, chef, who talks about it, but then again, nutrition is part of who we are.
Yeah.
Africa has no business finding somebody being malnutrition or lacking food in one way or another. No, we just need to have those conversations. You know, how we can really leverage on what we have, feed our people, and actually make a very good interactive. I'll be happy one day if Africans can be able to stand on their own and say, hey, we can compete with the West. You know, the mineral is here, all the raw materials here, so we have no excuses.
Yeah.
No excuses whatsoever.
So before the final question, what do you think about the Chinese investment in Africa? Because whenever I do a video concerning development, I keep getting comments like, China built it. It's from China. It's from this one. What do you think about Chinese investment in Africa compared to other outsiders? I mean, non-Africans.
Now this area I will speak from a personal opinion. This is my opinion, not general opinion. This is my opinion right now. So, dealing with like this property is built by Chinese developers. You know, I find it very, very easy dealing with Chinese because they are straightforward.
Yeah.
You know, when they come, they ask you, what can we do? There's an exchange. Chinese meet us at our need. They're really not telling us we have to do X and Y, you know, for them to meet our need. No. You know, Chinese, they meet you at your need and say, what can we do?
Yes.
What do you have that we can exchange?
Exactly.
You know, so you find out that, take for example the railway station, the GTCC, that's something that built the rail from Lagos, the Abuja rail. You know, these are all Chinese company.
Yes.
You know, they take our people, take them to China, train them, exchange that know-how idea for our people to be able to manage it after they leave.
After, yes.
You know, and you look at them, they are not into changing your own policy.
No.
They are not telling you you have to, for example, like what it's there's a narrative that have been propagated in December last year in the coffee space. They come up with the Europe, they come up with the situation of coffee mapping. You know, that your coffee has to be cultivated in, that you don't have to cut down the trees to cultivate coffee. Imagine that, you know. So sometimes you wonder, someone who wants to really take advantage of his own farmland, don't have enough resources to buy a land somewhere and have a bush somewhere and want to cut down the trees and plant coffee, should be able to make his own informed decision.
Yes.
You know, without you restricting and coming up with a coffee mapping. And in any case, not much people, the growers of this coffee are not educated people. All they have been understanding all their life is just farming. You know, so such kind of thing creates, you know, discrimination. You know, that's where Chinese come. Chinese don't come to us to tell us to change X and Y, you know, before they could be able to help you. No, they come. I think dealing with Chinese is good. Chinese also has helped the speed of development in Africa.
Yeah, it's very visible what they are doing.
It's very, very visible. You can count how many real estate here owned by Chinese. And again, they understand the need of the people.
Exactly.
You know, they come, they build according to the purchasing power of that, you know,
People.
community.
Yes.
You know, they are not coming in a community whereby, you know, the disposable income is very minimal, and they're coming to build a luxury apartment. That's a waste of time and waste of money, knowing that nobody will release it. They come, study the community, know what they need, and provide that need. You know, so I can say Chinese in Africa has really, really created a massive employment.
True.
Massive employment creates transfer of technology, you know, ease of doing business, importing most of these commodities from China. They've opened up the space.
Yes.
Take, for example, now, Chinese has created an import-free territory. If you're an African importing from China, from Kenya importing from China, you don't pay duty.
Can you imagine?
You know, from Nigeria importing from China, you don't pay duty. Vice versa. You know, so the ease of importations, doing business, everything has eased up because of Chinese.
Imagine.
So for me, I can say China in Africa. Anytime, any day, I'll choose China because these are lovely, lovely people who create jobs. Imagine when I started, I told you the experience I had with the property which
The
I
other
leased
property.
before, yeah. And these are owned by Indians, and they really completely ruined me.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, I spent lots of money. They took my money and also, bring in flimsy excuses. Which is the reason why I said, okay, the Kenyan system, the only thing they have to strengthen is the legal system. It's already strong enough, but they need to make it easier for even the common man to approach the court and say, hey, to get redress for, certain
Wrongdoing.
misconduct. I think apart from that, Chinese in Kenya, it's amazing. Chinese in Africa.
Yeah, because most
Yeah.
development in Kenya is being built by China.
By Chinese,
But
yeah.
which thing that you can point out that this thing was built by the West? They're only interested in regime change, policy change, implement LGBTQI to get this. So it's so crazy. But Chinese will just come and build something physical.
Physical, yeah. That's why I'm telling you, they meet us at the point of our need. They don't want to detect for you how you run your system,
exactly.
or how you should run your system, or transfer their own way of living. No, Chinese. I think for me, I'm learning from their system, because they are more commercial driven, more interactive, less
Less drama.
Sure. So it's easy to operate. It's easy to operate. I think if this partnership continues, I think Africa in the next 5 to 10 years, I think Africa should be somewhere. We will be part of the decision making.
Yes.
Rather than a spectator to witness where others are making decisions
In your own land.
in your own land. Yeah.
It's crazy.
So I think that that's how it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be that partnership between countries at equal level. Yeah.
So the final question, because I'll be posting about investment in Kenya, farms, things like that, coffee, and I keep getting some different messages from different people. So let's just say someone outside of Kenya who is planning to come to Kenya, whether the person is in Africa or outside Africa, they're planning to come to Kenya to invest. Which of these businesses, the coffee, the real estate, the tea, the strawberry, which one do you think is more lucrative for a foreigner to put money? That is not a gamble. That this is a sure profit.
Okay. I can say, speaking from my experience,
Yeah.
I can say agro-business. The agro-business space is thriving. It's very profit-driven. Like for example now, in terms of the coffee space, every day I use not less than 30 kilogram of beef every day. 30 kilogram of beef.
For the
single
restaurant?
day. Yeah. For chicken, in a day we do almost like 40
chickens.
40 kilogram of chicken
Wow.
every day. We do strawberries. Strawberries goes sometimes depending on the day. Like yesterday, we did about 26 to 27 kilograms per day. Mangoes, every day we do not less than maybe 50 kilogram of mangoes.
Wow.
Every day. So the multiplier effect is there. It's a sure business that you won't experience losses. Maybe perhaps at the beginning, because sometimes setting up a greenhouses for strawberries could be a bit challenging, but I think that's the initial stage. But if you get it right at that first point, I think you're in for something. Or you want to venture into the coffee space, contact me. I'm willing to give you all the journey step by step.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have to do it in Kenya. I will meet you at your own point of needs, or maybe travel to your country, tell you the climate where it's going to be, tell you the Sydney, how the Sydney will be grown, what you need, the mechanization of the whole industry. Or you have a coffee that you need somebody to help you tell you, okay, this is your grade of coffee, this is the screen size of this coffee, and this is the flavor size of this coffee. You can also reach out to me, and you want me to partner to help expose your coffee industry. you can as well just give us a call, or you can come here. You know, you can come here. We'll sit down, have conversation, and see how we could be able to partner. You could make your coffee. I could put it in the shelf. You know, have a way of projecting your product.
Yes.
Or some of you could visit our website, socials-ng.com. Yeah.
Just socials.
Socials, yeah, with X, yeah. Socials. Yeah.
-ng.com.
Yeah.
Guys, you see the website in the screen over there.
Yeah.
So that's if someone want to reach out to you now directly
Yeah,
on
directly,
screen.
yeah.
That's the website.
That's the
You can get your
website.
contacts over there.
And if you look at our website, you'll see we are very intentional. You can read more about our different coffee in East Africa and also cocoa.
Yeah.
The information is right there on our website. So any number you call there, you can be able to, or you can send an email. We'll read your email. The same email as well.
Yeah.
It's info@socials-ng.com. Yeah, you can also reach out to us via email. If you're keen about testing our food, if you're a follower, I guarantee you, if you're 10 followers from Mr. Kenneth reaching out to support us, I'm giving free meal.
Wow.
You know, you can
Discount.
come. Not discount is giving you allowed now.
Okay.
Come experience our dining.
Wow.
You know, for free.
Are you serious?
10 people, you can select 10 people randomly. We'll give you a card. They can come here for free and just experience our meal and our cuisine and what we provide for. For every action, there is a reaction. If one person starts, spreading the good news about agro-businesses, there are so much in the space that we could do. So much on the space that we could do.
Located in Westland, yeah?
It's located in Sport Road, Westland, yeah.
That's a Marina Bay
Marina
Square.
Bay Building Square, Marina Bay Square.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rooftop.
So, rooftop, yeah. So, and also if you want to order our food, you can look us up on Glovo. It's social.
You're on Glovo now? Oh,
we're
wow.
on Glovo. We're on Uber Eat. We're on Bolt.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, on Bolt. Also, or you can
Nice.
also download our menu online and be able to order from us as well.
Wow.
Or you can call if you have any corporate events that you want to promote, or you're looking for an exclusive area. You're welcome to our space, to at least have a look on or have a conversation with us to see how we can be able to support you.
Yeah.
But remember, I'm giving out 10 meals. Anyone Mr. Kenneth could select, I'll be able to.
Wow, guys, leave a comment below if you want to get this exclusive offer.
Yeah.
Comment below. I'll just select 10 people
10
randomly.
people randomly come for free. Come experience our meal for free.
Even if you're not in Kenya yet, you're planning to come. Book a reservation.
Book a reservations for free. You will get our meal, yeah. And
The first 10 comments.
The first 10
to
comments.
declare interest.
Interest will get it, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's a way we can be able to support each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
At least we can sit down, have a conversation over
Yeah.
a cup of coffee. The person also will leave with all my product.
Oh.
All my product. The person will leave with a kilogram of coffee.
Kilogram.
Yeah, 1
Are
kilogram.
you serious? This is a very
my
big
coffee.
offer.
Yeah, 1 kilogram of my coffee, 1 kilogram of my cashew nuts, and also 500 ml of my honey. The person
You also
will
have all those things?
Yeah, I have all this. You can be able to leave that, and also one of our merchant, either you can choose either the bag or the t-shirt.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you also have cashew. It's
Yeah,
also
I
a
have
big,
cashew now, yeah. I have
also a
cashew
good
nut.
industry.
Yeah, cashew is very, very lucrative.
Are you
Very
kidding?
lucrative, yeah.
And honey also.
And honey.
Natural,
as well.
pure honey.
Natural, pure honey we source directly from the local farmers, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Socials Cafe is really like a farm to table kind of concept. So the food that you eat here is sourced, as we talked about in the other video. We would like to work directly with the farmers and empower the farmers. Running a cafe or a restaurant is basically, I don't know, I feel like setting up socials has felt like basically setting or putting together a startup. It's a lot of work, and it's you have to hire, you have to look for suppliers, you have to create a menu that actually makes sense. You also have to build. So it's been it's a labor of love, and the good thing is I've been here at socials watching Emmanuel create this whole space. So yeah, it's a business that requires patience. Remember, again, it's the food industry. The margins are not really that high. And again, it's a very sensitive industry. Seeing as, if you don't have good food, people won't come. If you don't have good service, if you don't have good food, you don't have good drinks. So, yeah, it's a business that requires patience and, and trust, because you are literally like asking people to come and spend their money and trust them with things that they're putting into their body. And, and hence why it's very important for us to work with farmers who are, ethically growing their foods. It's organic, it's not GMO. So it's very important for us to get such factors right. So it's been exciting. It's been a new adventure running and helping manage Socials Cafe. It's exciting. It's just the beginning, honestly. So eventually, I mean, when you get into business, you're hoping it's like a lucrative business.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. So if someone to come to this place, where is it located, and what do you offer?
So Socials Cafe is located at the rooftop of Marina Bay Square. That's on David Osieli Road, Sports Road in Westlands, Marina Bay Square rooftop. We have an amazing view. In fact, it's nighttime. I can just take a peek of, it's a beautiful Nairobi skyline. So during the day, it's stunning. The sunrise is here, beautiful. Yeah. So, and our food is we have a lot of, it's an Afro fusion. We have Scandinavian as well. We have a lot of fish. We have a lot of salmon, which is, and it's nice for people to come and try new things as well. So we have a lot of nice things on the menu. Our drinks menu, we have a very robust. We have, our restaurant is divided into divided into three. We have 3 concepts going here. We're shooting here at the book lounge. It's a private area. It's a meeting for people who have book clubs. You can come meet here. You can come have your meetings here. We also have books. So we're very socials. We are socials, and we want people to be social as well. We're creating a community, creating a third space essentially. We have a bar, a robust bar. We have very good drinks there and good coffee, and coffee that we roast ourselves. So it's a Socials coffee, so which we said is the best coffee in Nairobi. So yeah, we have all that going on. A very good menu, if you ask me. Arguably the food at Socials, you cannot find it it feels like home, but it's also fine dining, but also like home quantities. So if you want to come try something new in Nairobi, please come to Socials, Marina Bay Square rooftop.
Guys, look at that. Then look at your view. Westland. And over here, this is the book club, bookshop. How do you call it? Book lounge, yeah?
Book lounge, yeah.
This is the book lounge. This is the view at night. Of course, this is Westland. And right here, this is the bar. So let's go into the bar and see what's happening.
This is our coffee grinder. And here is our coffee machine. Our machine is automatic. You have to make sure that the machine is working. So you're just gonna filter out the water first. Gonna filter out so that we have a clean water.
Yeah.
Then with that, we're gonna put our coffee. After putting our coffee, now we bring in our cup. Bring in our cup. Then we press that one for the espresso. It's gonna stop itself.
So this is the coffee now.
Yeah, that's the coffee now. If you're serving custom espresso,
Yeah.
this is the espresso. But now you see we want to make coffee with milk. So if you're gonna make coffee with milk, there's still more process to come. Okay. So, you have to make sure the milk is not that hot for the cappuccinos. Yeah. By doing that, so you see we have our foam. It's it's foamy. Then we're gonna adjust it a little bit. Then we do the coffees like this. So this is actually a cappuccino. Yeah. Then depending with the art we have. I present my coffee.
Coffee is ready.
Yeah, welcome to Socials.
Thank you so much. So this is how much like this?
Yeah, that's 400.
370.
Yeah, 370.
Cappuccino.
So, yeah, cappuccino.
Oh, this is smooth.
Yeah.
This is straight from the farm, from
Straight from the farm to the machine to the customer.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wow, it's very smooth.
Yeah.
And it's not bitter.
Not bitter, smooth. Our coffee can cut across with anyone. We're gonna have like a decaf coffee. Decaf coffee. We're gonna have filter coffee, so that everybody can enjoy our coffee. So that's the main purpose of we doing coffee.
Wow, guys, this is so good.
Yeah.
I would say 9.8 over 10.
Yeah.
Very smooth. Is there sugar inside?
No, we don't put sugar.
Exactly.
Because,
very smooth.
yeah,
And
our coffee is very smooth, and most of the time we don't take coffee with sugars. Yeah, we don't take coffees with sugars because we want to get the original taste.
yes,
Though
so
people-
that's why I ask.
Yeah, depending with the preference, some will take sugar, some won't. But normally we serve coffees with the sugar side. Yeah, we want the customer to have the original taste. So that's why you can even take. It's very smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The bitter coffee taste is not there. It's just
Yeah.
smooth.
smooth.
But
Well aligned with
very
the milk.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
The milk is fresh milk.
Yeah, this is fresh milk.
Yeah, this is good. Don't forget, the first 10 people to comment in this video, show interest that you want to come to Shoshus here, you're gonna be getting free
It comes with
free
cookies.
lunch, 1 kg of coffee, roasted coffee, and cashew, 1 kg of cashew, and 500 ml, how do they call it? 500 ml honey of honey.
Of honey.
ML, yeah?
Direct from the farm also.
Direct from the farm. So
Yeah.
if you're interested, comment below. Even if you're not in Kenya, you're planning to come to Kenya, you can reserve and comment below, because this is the best coffee you will have in your life. This is smooth.
So we will be making today our signature cocktails. We have a white variety, and we're gonna make what we call fade lights. Sounds crazy, huh? Like you mean?
Fade light.
Yeah, fade lights.
Wow.
So it's a rum-based cocktail with fresh passion juice, shaken cocktail, then with a drop of grenadine. You know, we're gonna balance those colors. We're gonna make sure it's fading.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's a shaken cocktail.
Okay.
So I'm gonna show you how I'm making it.
Okay.
So first step, fresh passion juice,
Wow. Straight from the farm.
straight from the farm. I'm gonna give it 60 ml. I'm gonna go with my white rum,
Wow.
also 60. Then we're gonna have that jupina, we call it jupina berries, you know, London dry gin. So we're gonna just add a little bit, like 30 ml.
Mad.
Yeah. Then we need some citrus in it,
Straight from the farm.
straight from the farm. I'm gonna squeeze it. And gonna add our ice cubes. We also make our ice cubes.
Oh, yeah.
We make our ice cubes, so we don't have to worry about. So we don't have to be stressed about like we fetching ice cubes. We have our own ice maker in
Wow.
the store. So
I can control the quality too.
yeah, we can quality control.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give it a shake.
Milkshake.
Yeah, we're gonna shake it. People have their own styles, you know.
Yes.
People, some will be like this, some will be like this, some do that, you know. We all have those. So me,
What's your style?
I normally go like this. I have this thing. It's very crazy, by the way. Sounds crazy. So, shaken. I'm gonna take a highball glass.
Okay.
You add another ice cubes. So because we are dealing with a cocktail dealing with orange, we want to make it. We want to try to infuse as much as orange as we have.
Orange
So
flavor.
we're gonna the orange flavor exactly. So I'm gonna add my script. Then I'm gonna do my grenadine syrup with a little bit of simple syrup. We
Wow.
also make this one.
Oh, are you
Yeah, we
serious?
make our own simple syrup.
Wow.
Yeah. So on top of it, tonic.
That is strawberry?
Sweat.
Sweat.
Tonic. Yeah. Then Schweppes. Then, with the help of bar spoon, I'm gonna do some like this. So now that's
Wait a minute, that. What is that?
that's the grenadine.
Ah, okay, you poured the thing went down.
Yeah.
Mado.
You have to be good with the density.
Wow.
So yeah. Then I'm gonna garnish my cocktail.
It meant.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's my cocktail. That's very
So-
light. Our social signature cocktail.
Let's give it a go.
It's not that strong. It's not that weak.
Oh. Wow.
Yes. Just one of the social signatures. We have like 10 of them.
Wow.
Yeah, you can see the light, see it's
Yeah.
spreading as you're taking it.
You added so much alcohol, but I can't taste. I can only taste the orange.
Yeah.
It's so.
So you can get convinced like there's no alcohol.
Yeah.
So by the time you be consuming, you go little, you like.
Body will tell you.
Yeah.
Interesting. Wow. This is good.
Yeah.
I can taste the passion fruit, the orange,
The orange.
but the alcohol I can't taste.
You can't even hear any alcohol. Like it's not ringing in the mouth.
Are you serious?
So by the time you finish that, you'll be like, oh,
But you will feel them.
yeah.